With Alzheimer's dementia, present memory fades first and then past memory to a lesser extent after that. Dementia units cater to this with security, cares and facilities. But the person still has to live and function within the dementia unit. Now that their memory is fading or gone, how do they manage to think? The tracks that they need to adopt and the tracks that are more efficient and effective with thinking is actually through understanding, focus and concentration. So how to activate that focus and concentration? Well, the activities of newspaper reading, quizzes, crosswords, jigsaw puzzles are very good at activating that focus and concentration needed to be able to get more stable thinking patterns now that the memory tracks are dysfunctional. So this is really the work that needs to happen in dementia units so that people with dementia can have a quality of life, a good quality of life. They can have a good quality of life, but there's many steps that need to go, be put in place in order for them to have a good quality of life. I mean, initially, of course, everything has to be around enabling the person to adjust the first 1 to 3 months. That's an enormous amount of work, all of which I've gone into in the past videos, in terms of setting up the room and making sure they're orientated, etc., etc. But after the first 1 to 3 months, once the person is hopefully settled, then this whole process of reorientating their thinking so that they can understand, focus and concentrate is really important, because it enables the person to increase their capacity of thinking, increase their confidence in thinking, and with that then they can start to communicate and make friends and be part of the community. So it's different for everyone, this process of focus and concentration. I mean, it depends to a large extent really on their interests that they've had in their life before coming into the dementia unit. So how is it that this goes about? Well, for example, if say it's a woman in her mid-80s who's with Alzheimer's come into the dementia unit, and she's been a school teacher and she loves reading and she's still reading and she's still doing crosswords, albeit with a poor memory. She can't find her room. She's got poor direction orientation, loses her way when she goes outside, on the streets or to visit a friend. And because of that lack of direction orientation, she's in a dementia unit. But she can still think and concentrate and do crosswords and read the newspaper. Well, you just need to sustain that, encourage that, facilitate that, and, give the person the resources like a newspaper subscription, like new magazines, like the National Geographic and Women's Weekly, like making sure she has a pen and paper and backing board so she can do the crosswords, that she's got all the resources to be able to continue to facilitate her focus and concentration. But she's already got that in place because she's already doing crosswords and reading. So really, that's a huge head start. In a dementia unit, you may only get 1 or 2 new residents coming in with that capacity, that high capacity. But most people coming into dementia units at least have read the newspaper most of their life. The older generation in their mid-80s, 90s even, in a dementia unit, most people have enjoyed the newspaper, both men and women. So that's a really good place to start in terms of improving focus and concentration. So initially, the press reading needs to be conducted in a manner that's interesting and enticing, so that the people will be motivated to make an effort to focus and concentrate. So it's a skill as a presenter to be able to present the information, not in a droning, boring way, but in a way that the dementia residents can enjoy and that they find appealing and interesting, even entertaining. And of course, if the topics are entertaining and of interest to them, of course, the royal family, Meghan and Harry and Catherine and William, and that's always interesting. You can just include that in the world news, which it is in a sense. I mean, light world news. And that can be the start of then being able to generate more, extensive topics after that. But you do need to begin with a topic that they can easily connect with and work on that and pull through that. And then after that, you can go to, more in-depth topics if they're interested, like, the animals in the world. They always love that. David Attenborough and what's happening with all the poor animals and global warming. That's a really big topic. So in terms of being able to keep this focus and concentration going, it does take a lot of effort. It's not easy. I mean, this doesn't happen easily. It's effort on all parties. Effort on the diversional therapist or the coordinator. The activity coordinator has to make the effort to facilitate the press reading. The dementia residents themselves in the main have to make a big effort to focus and concentrate. If they've been, not focusing and concentrating, and they've just had a mind that's been going wild for however long, either blanking out or stressing out, to then be able to start to focus and concentrate through the channels of understanding takes some discipline. And they need to be motivated, not just with being taught how to do this, but motivated by seeing their colleagues in the dementia unit make the same effort. When they can see their friends and other people in the group focusing, concentrating, understanding, and then speaking, that's the big thing. Once they start speaking, of course, then they're thinking naturally because they're speaking. And others will feel the obligation to communicate once they can see others in the group making the effort. So this is the way to be able to establish these new channels and pathways of thinking. So it's so important, why it's so important to keep this concentration and thinking going is because it's so necessary to lead a quality of life. It's only through being able to focus and concentrate and connect with your thinking that then you can then get the confidence through that thinking to communicate, and through that to make friends. And you need to make friends. I mean, people in dementia units can be there for up to 5 years, and 5 years is a long time. It's like 5 years at high school. Most of us have spent there. That's a long time in a dementia unit. So you need to make friends to pass the time, to have quality of life, to enjoy life, and be part of that community. And thinking's the basis of that. So if there are activities that the people can focus and concentrate on, and resources are there for them to be able to do this, this goes a long way for them to be able to harness, this capacity of thinking and this capacity and improved quality of life as a result of it. So I've written these 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. And the first book is on how to help people coming into dementia units. That's The Resident's Voice. And The Resident's Rise, how to help people manage and adjust to living in dementia units. So you can get these on Amazon or on my website in the description below, www.pietavalentine.com. So a big thank you to all of you out there who have subscribed, who are following, the likes. I so appreciate it. TikTok has many likes, but it has now reached 100 subscribers, that magic number. So I'm so happy with that. A solid little tiny platform. So there's a chance that we may be able to make it, gradually increase this platform, and hopefully so that the residents' voice can be heard and their experiences can be shared with the wider community. Thank you.